So let me guess, you've been praying, you've been fasting, you've been reading the Bible, you've been doing everything you should be doing, yet for some odd reason, it's just not working, you're just not getting closer to God. Today I want to talk about why you are not growing closer to God. And this is not, disclaimer, this is not like a one-size-fits-all approach. I'm just speaking from personal experience and things that I've gone through that now I'm realizing, like, oh man, I can't believe I was actually making this very one simple mistake and it was holding me so far back. So I've gone through seasons where I've been praying hard. I've been spiritual warfare, intercession, intimate conversation with God. I was reading the Bible and I was learning a lot of things, and I was fasting and doing everything that I thought I could possibly do to get closer to God. In that season, I just felt like I wanted to feel closer to God, but for some odd reason, I felt like it didn't matter how hard or how long or how intense. It didn't matter the work that I was actually putting in to get closer to God. I just felt like I just wasn't getting close at all. And I was missing this one little detail. I didn't notice for the life of me that I wasn't doing this. And that one thing was being honest with God. I didn't realize that through all my prayer, my fasting, my reading, and all my well-intentioned behavior, I was actually kind of being dishonest with God. And when I say dishonest with God, I'm not saying that I was lying. I was going through something, I was going through life. You know, you go through life. Life is just not the easiest all the time. I'm sure you can relate. I wasn't lying to God. I wasn't lying to God about anything that I was going through, but I was being dishonest in the sense of, like, I wasn't really showing him or portraying a lot of the stuff that I was actually going through. If I'm being honest about it, I was being dishonest with God because in reality, I was sort of being dishonest with myself. You see, I feel like as Christians and believers, we go through something that it's kind of like that's kind of like a catch-22, where it's like, if you do it, you lose. If you don't do it, you still lose. And you would never expect this because as a Christian, you're supposed to do it. And the crazy thing that I noticed about what I was going through or what was happening or what was holding me back was the fact that it was my faith. My faith was holding me back from getting closer to God. And you might have been in the same position, whether you noticed it or not. It's like you go through something, you go through a season, and it's rough. It's rough, you're going through it, and you're praying about it. You're reading your Bible, you're trying to hear from God, you're trying to get close to God. And you're just projecting that positivity, you're projecting your faith, because we know that faith is hope in the things of unseen. So it's like you're looking out into your future and you're not giving into the current situation. Instead, you're living life as if you had already received your miracle and your blessing. You guys are just gonna have to forgive the bus noise. It's coming through my window. In the hardest moments of my life, I found myself like I felt so far from God. And it's not that I was doing anything wrong. I was so caught up in living the life and living the change that I wanted to see from God, that I was so caught up in seeing the miracle happen that I forgot to involve God into the mess that I was currently in. And we go through that. We go through those moments where we're just praying and we're full of faith and we want to see God move and we believe that God is going to move and we're seeing into the future, and it's a great thing. It's a very Christian, and you're doing it. That is the goal, is to live by faith. But you can't forget to let God into the pain that you're actually feeling. And a lot of the times we shy away from sharing that pain, because even admitting the pain, even praying about the pain, even, talking about it makes it real. So instead of talking about what's actually there, you talk about what's to come next, and it's a good thing. You're living life in faith and you're believing that God is gonna move, but you're also not addressing the pain, the brokenness that's in effect right now, that's currently happening. And as much as I would like to say, hey, go ahead and live for the future, live in faith, walk in faith, you can't reject and you can't deny, you can't ignore everything that you're going through now. If you want to grow closer to God, and I know that you're trying, I know, keep reading the Bible, keep praying, keep fasting, keep doing everything that you're doing, but just understand that in and of itself, like just being a model Christian citizen, doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, it's all action without intention. And if you're not holding the intention of intimate conversation with God, which is just not like, God, do this, do that, I believe that you will move, but also saying, God, I'm broken. God, I'm sad. Being honest with God, being transparent about the things that maybe you want to ignore it, maybe you don't want to address it, I get it. But not involving God into that side of you is gonna have you feeling like no matter how hard you try to get closer to God, you're just not gonna get there because you're keeping, the funny thing is that you're not just keeping it from God, but you're keeping it from yourself too. So we have to start doing is that we just have to start being honest. We have to start being honest with ourselves. You have to start being honest about your situation with yourself and then with God. With God and then yourself, it really doesn't matter, just as long as you're being honest, y'all. Do not let your desire to see change keep you from involving God in the mess that you're in right now, y'all. Because it's probably not gonna work without it. So, it's been real, y'all. Catch up with you. Peace. Actually forgot, don't forget to press that like button, subscribe, and share this, y'all. Peace.